Right? Out here another week. We're the Hebrew Israelites. And I'm out here through the spirit of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. Wake up, you people of Negro and Indian descent. You make up the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. And I'm out here for y'all. Alright? And to prophesy the downfall of America, which is known as Babylon the Great in the Bible, is going to be destroyed in the Third World Nuclear War. Thus says the Lord. Alright? America is Babylon the Great. The Lord is going to wipe it off the face of the earth. Alright? Scripture. For you people of Negro and Indian descent, I'm going to start off with a scripture. Baruch 3 verse 10. How happeneth Israel, that thou art in thine enemy's land, that thou art waxing old in a strange country, that thou art defiled with the dead. The Lord is saying, how happeneth Israel? Right? You people of Negro and Indian descent, the Lord is saying, how happened it that you're in your enemy's land? Right? How did you end up in your enemy's land? That thou art defiled with the dead, that thou art counted with them that go down into the grave. Right? How is that? How did that happen? All right? The Lord is asking a question. How did his people, the children of Israel, ended up in their enemy's land? That they are counted among the dead. Alright? And what it means counted among the dead? In Proverbs 21, it says, he that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. Alright? Meaning our people have no understanding, have no wisdom and no knowledge. They have no idea who they are. Understand? So they are counted among the dead. You understand? So, as I said, going back to Baruch 3 and 10, how did the Lord's people end up over here in their enemy's land? Huh? Any answers? Any answers? Alright? Well, I'm going to give you the answer. I'm going to give you the answer. Let's go to Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy 28, verse 47. This is why we're in our enemy's land, counted among the dead. It says, because thou servest not the Lord thy power with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in the want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. Alright? So the reason why we're over here in our enemy's land, where we're counted among the dead, alright, is because, right, it's because we hearken not unto the Lord our power. We hearken not unto the voice of the Lord our power. Understand? So the Lord sent our enemies against us. Understand? And what did they do? What did they do? As I read, it says, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. Right? That's our slavery. That's bondage. That's our captivity. The Lord put us in our captivity because we were disobedient unto him. Understand? He put us in the hands of our enemies, so we're disobedient. Just like y'all are disobedient to this very day. All right? But what is the means of transportation? Everybody know how we got here. We got over here on slave cargo ships. All right? We got over here on ships. All right? Let's get that. Deuteronomy 28:68, it says, "And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships." Egypt means bondage. That the Lord shall bring his people into bondage again with ships. Right? How do we end up over here? By ships. Understand? Oh. Even the Latino and Native American tribe, you came over here by ships too. All right? It wasn't just us. Remember, let me give you a history lesson. When you read 1 Kings, the 11th chapter, right? It tell you that there was a split in our kingdom. Right? There was a split. Right? You had the northern kingdom and you had the southern kingdom. Right? Well, the northern kingdom came over here also by ships. It's not just the Negroes who came over here in on cargo slave ships. All right? You are Native, you Latino, and people of Native American descent, you came over here by ships also. Let's get that. To show that the Lord don't miss, man. 2nd Ezra 13 and 40. Remember I said there was a split in the kingdom, right? Under Rehoboam and Jeroboam. You have the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. Matter of fact, before I jump into this, let me get that. Let me get that. This is our 1 Kings 11, verse 29. And it came to pass at that time when Jeroboam went out of Jerusalem that a prophet Ahijah and Shilonite found him in the way, and he had clad himself with a new garment, and they two were alone in the field, and Ahijah caught the new garment that was on him and rent it in 12 pieces. And he said to Jeroboam, "Take thee 10 pieces, for thus saith the Lord, the power of Israel, behold, I will rend thy kingdom out of the hand of Solomon, and will give 10 tribes to thee." The Lord, that's all what happened. Right? He said he's going to rend the kingdom out of Solomon, right? And was going to give 10 tribes to Jeroboam, right? Verse 32, "But he shall have 1 tribe for my servant David's sake, and for Jerusalem's sake, the city which I have chosen out of all the tribe of Israel." All right? So, that's how the kingdom was divided. 10 tribes went to Jeroboam, and the other tribe went to Rehoboam, all right? For King David's sake, all right? Now, let's go to 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter, verse 40, right? It says, "Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, whom Salmanasar, king of Assyria, led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. But they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen, and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt, that they might keep their statutes which they kept not in their own land. And they entered into Euphrates by the narrow passage of the river." That's showing you that y'all came over here with ships also. All right? they were passed over. For through that country, there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half. And the same region is called Aftermath. And that's where we are today. Understand? That's where we are today. So that shows you that the northern kingdom, you people of Hispanic and Native American descent, right? You came over here on ships also, right? And then we, the Negroid tribe, right? We came over on the slave cargo ship, all right? Now let's get back to Deuteronomy 28. It says, for the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. So I just covered that, all right? I just covered that. By the way, whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. Thou shalt see what no more again? We shall see our homeland no more again. All right? The word see there is ra'ah. Right? When you look it up, it means ra'ah. Right? And it means to consider or to be aware. Right? So it says, I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. We shall see our homeland, the land of Israel, no more again. Right? Meaning we ain't going to even consider the land of Israel anymore. We ain't going to be aware that land of Israel is ours. Why? Because when we came over here in slavery, they told us we were Africans. Right? They told us we were Africans. Right? And tell us that Africa is the motherland. Right? That's why we never considered Israel, the land of Israel, that those so-called Jews and those Arabs are fighting over it. That is our homeland. That is our homeland. The land the so-called Jews and those Arabs are fighting over, that is our homeland. Understand? But we don't consider that. We don't see that as our homeland. We're not aware of it. Why? Because they told us we were Africans. And what do our people do? We look back to Africa. Right? Just like Marcus Garvey, right? So the Black Star Line movement. What? We go back to Africa. Right? You got the Pan-African movement going. All these things are telling us that we're Africans, so we're looking back to Africa, but we're not Africans at all. That's why I said, thou shalt see it no more. We ain't going to consider that the land of Israel is ours. All right? It says, I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. Now you understand what I'm talking about. We shall see, we're going to consider or be aware that the land of Israel is our homeland. And we think we're Africans, right? They got us caught up in this going back to Africa movement. Matter of fact, when they want you going out of the country, what they say? Go back to Africa. They ain't telling you to go back to the land of Israel. Why? In Psalms 83, it tells you that they've taken crafty counsel against us and cut us off from being a nation, that the name of Israel is no more in our remembrance. Understand? It says, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondman and bondwoman, and no man shall buy you. Right? We have been sold for bondman and bondwoman, and no one buy us. Meaning that word buy really means redeem. No man has redeemed us out of our captivity. No man have. We still in our captivity to this very day. Understand? Not because you don't walk around with shackles on your hands and feet, meaning you're not in bondage. The bondage is on your mind. The bondage is on your mind. You have no idea who you are. But you need to know you're the Hebrew Israelites according to the Bible. You're God's people. All right? We're God's people. Right? And the Lord put us in bondage for we were disobedient. All right? And he said when we come into bondage, no man is going to redeem us. No man shall redeem us. We got proof of that. Malcolm X tried. Marcus Garvey tried. The Pan-African movement tried. All right? Who else? only one who can redeem us is the one who put us in captivity. All right?